Photosynthesis in greater detail. The first stage of photosynthesis captures and transforms energy. Another word for the first stage of photosynthesis is the light-dependent reaction. The light-dependent reaction includes groups of molecules called photosystem. A photosystem is a series of light-absorbing pigments and proteins that captures and transfers energy in the thylakoid membrane. There are two types of photosystem, photosystem 1 and photosystem 2. Even though photosystem 2 is called photosystem 2, it is actually the first one who does the job. Wait. Okay, so the story is that scientists found photosystem 1 and then photosystem 2. However, according to their job, photosystem 2 does the job first, then comes after photosystem 1. Sorry. Okay. Photosystem 2 and electron transport. First, energy is absorbed from sunlight. Energy is absorbed by the chlorophyll and other light-absorbing molecules, which are transferred to electrons. High-energy electrons leave the chlorophyll and enters the electron transport chain, which is a series of proteins in the membrane of the thylakoid. Sorry. Then water molecules split. After they split, oxygen, hydrogen, and electrons separate. Oxygen is released as waste, while electrons are replaced what was lost when solar energy was captured. So basically, in photosynthesis, and particularly this stage, not one molecule is gone to waste. Then we have hydrogen's ions are transported. So electrons move from proteins to protein in the electron transport chain. Their energy is used to pump hydrogen ions from the outside to the inside of membrane against a concentration gradient. The hydrogen ion builds up inside the thylakoid, and electrons move to the PS1 or photosystem 1. Photosystem 1 and energy carrying molecules. It is what okay. Sorry. Energy is absorbed from sunlight like PS2. Similar molecules absorb sunlight and electrons are energized and leaves the molecule. Then we have NADPH produced. Electrons are added to the NADP+, which acts like an ADP, and an NADPH is formed, which acts like an ATP. Molecules of NADPH goes to the light-independent reaction. The light-independent reaction produces ATP. Hydrogen ions diffuses through a protein channel. Hydrogen ions diffuse through a protein channel in the thylakoid membrane, which means that there are greater hydrogen ions than outside. Okay? Then, the difference in hydrogen ions are called chemiosmotic gradient, which stores potential energy. Then we have ADP is changed into ATP when hydrogen ions flow through ATP synthase. ATP synthase is an enzyme that catalyzes the reaction that adds a high energy phosphate group to ADP to form ATP. The second stage of photosynthesis uses energy from the first stage to make sugars. So the first stage the light independent reaction happens in the stroma and uses CO2 molecules or carbon dioxide molecules. So, then when the CO2 enters the cycle, it is added to a 5 carbon molecules. When one CO2 molecules or enters this Calvin cycle. Oh, by the way, Calvin cycle is the cycle in which uses carbon dioxide gas from the atmosphere and energy carried by ATP and NADPH to make simple sugar. So much process for such a simple product. So the first step is carbon dioxide enters. It is added to a 5 carbon molecules and 6 carbon molecules are formed. So basically only one CO2 molecule can go through at a time. Then 3 carbon molecules are formed. ATP such as energy such as ATP and NADPH forms in the light dependent reaction is used by enzymes to split the carbon eh, molecules, and carbon molecules are formed and rearranged. Then the 3 carbon molecules exit. A high energy carbon molecules exits for every 3 CO2 molecules that enters. After two 3 carbons molecule have exited, they form 1 6 carbon molecules or C6H12O6, which is also known as glucose. Then 3 carbon molecules are recycled. Energy from ATP molecule is used to change the 3 carbon molecules back into 5 carbon molecules. The molecules stay in the cycle. Then these molecules are added to new CO2 molecules that enters the cycle. And yeah. Thanks.